Good day, gamers. Today, let's learn about Progrid. So we're going to have to enable what's called preview plugins. So let's go ahead to where it says Edit, and then let's go to Project Settings. Then we're going to select the Package Manager set of options, and we're going to enable Preview Packages. And now, let's go ahead to Window, and then go to Package Manager, and we're going to go to our Unity registry because we're going to be looking for our Progrid. All right, so if we make sure we got Unity registry selected, we're going to go to the P's for Progrids, and then we're going to select Progrids, and we're going to click on Install. This does not take very long, but it's going to really, really enhance our ability to do awesome stuff. So I'll pause this and come back. Okay, so now Progrids has been installed. So we can close our package manager out, and we're going to go to where it says Tools, Progrids, and then make sure that Progrids window is going to be selected. It's going to bring us up these tools right here. Some of the things that we're going to want to do. I like it so that we have here where it says renders a 3D plane. What that does is, by default, that's going to be just the y-axis. What this does is just gives us a way to visualize like kind of what we're working with. So I like to have 3D enabled, and then that gives me a sense of like all of the different planes I'm working with. Just in terms of like lining things up. The other thing I'll do too is we want to go ahead and turn snapping on. That makes it so that if you have two objects that you're going to be working with, like prefabricated floors or like different rooms, that enables you to sort of snap that. This is just a tool to help us visualize like where we're supposed to go. So let's go ahead and just do a quick demo of the two things we're going to need to do. How do we sort of use this, and then also how do we add AI pathing to anything that we would add to our level. So let's go ahead, because like for the hoverbot, like the hoverbot will only go where it's allowed to go. Well, how do we define that? And that's going to be called using something called the nav mesh. But anyways, let's do something simple. Let's add not a catwalk. Let's add a crawl hall to that. So we got here our level. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to eventually put this as part of our like hierarchy. Let's go to crawl hall, and then let's turn that 3D situation back on. I'm just going to navigate this. And what's nice is this gives us a really good sense as far as like see how it's giving us an idea of the planes that we're working with. It's like really, really super useful. And you can see I went way too far. So let's look at where these planes intersect. And actually, that looks pretty good. Let's make sure that we're all lined up here. Yep. So there we go. So this just because of the snapping, that enables us to do just a lot of just cool stuff. All right. So then let's, I don't know, add a floor here. Oh, and while I do that, I'm going to just go ahead and make like a create empty object. I'm going to just call this like room 2, something like that. Set that as part of my level objects. And let's just add a floor here. And then let's just do our, let's do here, indented, alter. Let's just put a big thing here. So again, pretty big item. Let's just go ahead and add that. And again, I went way too far. And that's nice because you can see like kind of like how that lines up. So let's go ahead here, and then we could just see. I feel like that's a little too high. No, it's way too low still. Oh my gosh. How far off are we? A little bit. But that just enables us to having a little bit of a drop there. I'm okay with that. Let's just bring it up one more. There we go. Cool. And yeah, good. So then what I'll do is I'll add let's see here. That was that floor by 18. That's going to be part of room 2. And then, of course, that crawl hall is also part of room 2. Okay, let's add an enemy real quick. So let's go to our prefabs, enemies, and then let's just add a hoverbot. Now, with this, we have to bake what's called the nav mesh so that the hoverbot knows that he is allowed to go on these floors and into that crawl space, but we don't want him jumping off into space. So we're going to go ahead to where it says Window, AI, Navigation. We're then going to click on Bake, and then just click on Bake. That will then add that. So let's preview our level real quick. So we can see here, there's that guy, and and since we baked the level with our AI sort of nav mesh, the robot knows that he is allowed to go on the entire floor as well as in the crawl space. So good luck with the rest of your level. Remember, you need to have sort of 2 paths, and yeah, good stuff. I wish you the best of luck. Good stuff.